Hey guys, I'm Oxy, and I'm using a Commando build for over 4 years in Fallout 76. So in this video, I'm gonna rank every single Commando weapon from worst to best. And the worst automatic rifle in Fallout 76 is the laser rifle. There is two versions in this game. One is ultra seat, one is regular one. The ultra seat one is shooting green beans, the regular one the standard red beans. The problem with this weapon is that it just doesn't have it. It's a fun weapon to use sometimes, but it just doesn't have the damage and you cannot suppress it. That is a big thing if you want to use an automatic weapon in this game, because the strongest build is the stealth commando build, so you want to have a suppressor on your automatic rifle. This one doesn't have a suppressor. It's a loud weapon. It's breaking quite fast, doesn't have the damage, have a bunch of mods, and can be also just a rifle or even a pistol, depending what kind of stock and receiver you're choosing for this weapon. It's quite versatile for any type of build, but just doesn't have the damage and doesn't have the most important thing for a commando build, which is stealth, a suppressor. That's why it's on the last place. Otherwise, it's quite a fun weapon to use sometimes if you are bored. The next weapon is the 10mm submachine gun. There's a lot of people that like this weapon. The only problem with this one is that you cannot suppress it, just like the laser rifle, but it does have a bunch of mods, and I'm quite surprised that this thing doesn't have a suppressor, does have a good ammo capacity with the drum mag and a bunch of receivers and stocks, just lacking the suppressor and a good sight. Have the standard iron sight, which is quite bad, and it's also using a lot of AP in VATS, which I don't like, but have a really good fire rate. So there is some usefulness for this weapon if you want to make maybe an assault commando build with no stealth. This is a good choice for that, but if you want to use an automatic rifle in this game, you are going to go for a stealth commando build because it's just too good not to use it. So that's why I don't rank this weapon very high. Fun to use, but sadly just lacking the best things about the next weapons that you will see. The next weapon is the pipe rifle. It's a fan favorite weapon in Fallout 76 for stealth commando builds. Have a bunch of mods, can be automatic, non-automatic, also can be a pistol, depending what kind of stock and magazine you're choosing for this weapon. Have a bunch of modifications, the ammo is very cheap for it, and doesn't use a lot of AP in VATS. So there is just a bunch of really good things about this weapon. The only problem is that doesn't have the damage. I'm not saying that it's not a good commando weapon, it's a really good commando weapon, but there is so many other good and even god tier commando weapons that you want to have on your build. The pipe rifle is going to be over there. I would have it on my build almost all the time because it's just fun to use. Maybe if you want to make a full raider character with raider armor and just pipe rifles, would be a number one weapon for you. Other than that, I consider it to be a good commando weapon. It's just lacking the damage. The next weapon is the Tesla rifle, and what we have here is a quad, faster fire rate, faster reload. Now the Tesla rifle is quite an interesting weapon in Fallout 76. I do recommend you to have this weapon all the time on your stealth commando build because it can be really good in tough situations. But there is a specific Tesla rifle that you want to have. It's a quad one. Even if it's just a one star, just get a quad Tesla. You will have 60 shots in one mag, and it's just amazing with the automatic barrel. You just need to shoot the ground, and the Tesla arc will go between every single enemy and will hit everybody. It's just so good. This is why it's so up in this list, just because of the fact that you don't need to aim with this weapon. You can just shoot the ground and the Tesla arc, it will go to everybody. That's why it's so up in this list, even if it's not a suppressed weapon because it is a loud weapon. The fact that you can just kill multiple enemies at the same time it just makes it to be a perfect weapon for any type of commando build. The next weapon is the assault rifle. Again, a weapon that was in Fallout 4 and now it's in Fallout 76. I do like this weapon. The only problem that I have with this one is that it's taking almost half of my screen when I use it. It's a big, chunky weapon and looks like the Brotherhood of Steel is going to use this weapon in the new Fallout TV show, which makes sense because looks to be a big, heavy, chunky weapon with a big drum mag that only holds 25 bullets. In that, I don't know how is that possible, but there's a bunch of good things about this weapon. You can find it pretty much at every super mutant. Almost every single super mutant in this game is using this weapon, so you can pick one up very easy, which means you're going to get the mods very fast for this weapon and doesn't use a lot of AP in VATS. The only problem is again the damage. It doesn't have the highest damage ever, but the fact that you can get it so easy, and maybe if you get it with a good roll such as this one, bloodied faster fire rate, is going to make it to be an extremely potent weapon on your arsenal, and also as you can see can be suppressed, which is extremely important for commando builds. The next weapon is the Radium Rifle. Again, a weapon that was in Fallout 4 and now it's in Fallout 76. Somehow, I was always thinking this is a unique weapon to Fallout 4, which the Children of Atoms in the Fallout Far Harbor DLC used. So I don't know how it's possible for this to be in Fallout 76. Maybe you know, let me know in the comment section. Now, again, an interesting weapon can be suppressed, have a bunch of mods, but why it's so up in this list? Because it's doing radiation damage, and if you have an explosive variant, you can make a really good combination. If you're using the ghoulish perk in combination with this weapon, you can heal yourself by just shooting the ground, which is quite interesting, quite a potent weapon, and you can mix it up in your build to make yourself a healing low health build, which is quite interesting to be honest. Other than that, it's a really good weapon in VATS. Doesn't use a lot of AP in VATS. You can get the mods quite easy for it, and yeah, it's just really good. Again, only 25 bullets in one mag with that big mag over there. I don't know how is that possible, but anyway. Next weapon is the combat rifle, a weapon that was in Fallout 4 and it's also in Fallout 76. Makes sense for this weapon to be in this game. I don't know how it's possible with the Radium Rifle, but anyway, it's a god tier commando weapon. I rank this weapon quite high on my list just because it's so easy to get. The plan for this weapon to craft it, it's a quest reward which you will do because it's a must do quest reward. You cannot progress the main quest line of the game or the Wastelanders quest line if you don't do the quest in order to get the plan for this. It's just a standard reward, and a lot of NPCs are using this weapon, especially Scorch Head, so you can get the mods quite easy for it. Other than that, as you can see, can be suppressed and doesn't use a lot of AP in VATS and have really good damage, which is quite important, and good ammo capacity, fast reload. It's just a really good weapon. I don't know why a lot of people are not using it. Probably because the fixer is basically the same weapon with another skin and slightly higher damage. I still rank this one quite high over there. If you can't get a god tier fixer, get a god tier combat rifle and it will serve you extremely well. Next weapon is the 45 submachine gun, the Tommy gun. Why is this weapon so up on my list? I always praised this weapon and I always used this weapon on my build for years and years, and people were just starting to realize why is this weapon so good. Now the first thing is the ammo capacity. You have 62 bullets in one mag, depending what kind of mag you're choosing for it. Doesn't use a lot of AP in VATS, and you can get it with a bunch of legendary effects. Bloodied, anti-armor, very good for this weapon. Combined it with faster fire rate, or crit damage, it's even better. And if you get it with less AP cost, it's barely using any AP in that. It's just amazing. Doesn't have the highest damage, not as strong as the combat rifle, but the fact that have the ammo capacity, the fire rate, the VATS usage is just so good and makes it to be a top tier commando weapon in my list. The only problem about this weapon is to actually get it. There's a couple of locations where you can found the weapon spawned, and NPCs are not dropping this weapon quite often, so you're gonna need to get the plan for this weapon to craft it and scrap a bunch of them to get all the mods. But again, it's quite easy to get the mods. It's not like a very low learning rate for the mods. You just scrap like 15 of them, and most likely you get half of the mods for the weapon. That's why it's a top tier weapon for me. It's amazing, amazing ammo capacity, amazing fire rate, amazing VAT usage. The only problem, as I said, it's really to get it, and also the range doesn't have the highest range possible. But again, you can just spam criticals all day long with this weapon, so good. And the next weapon is the Handmade Rifle, a weapon that I don't know how it's in Fallout 76. I did always think that this weapon is a unique weapon to the Nuka World DLC for Fallout 4, but anyway, it's in Fallout 76 and it's one of the top tier commando weapons in this game. Really, there's a bunch of mods for it. You can use it fully automatic or non-automatic as a sniper rifle. It's also quite good. There is a bunch of receivers and stocks and everything that you really want for this weapon, and a suppressor, of course. Very good range, very good fire rate, good ammo capacity, and yeah, people still using this weapon in Fallout 76, and it's way up over there in the top tier weapons that you want to have on yourself, on your commando build. It's just an amazing weapon. And the second best commando weapon in Fallout 76 is the Fixer, the strongest brother of the combat rifle. If you know all the mods for the combat rifle, you know all the mods for the Fixer because they are using the same mods. You cannot scrap Fixers. That's a thing that you should keep in mind when you get the plan for this weapon. You need to do the impostor ship squash questline, and at the end, you're going to see. Maybe you're lucky to get the plan. It's quite rare, the plan, but at the same time, it's not rare because you know, there's a bunch of people that are selling the plan for the fixer in their vendor for around 500 cap, so you can get it quite easy. But after you get it, it's just a matter of time until you get a good roll for it. Pick your poison, what kind of legendary effects you want on this fixer. I do recommend, of course, Bloody, the anti-armor quad, very good choices. Another good thing about this weapon is that have some inherent legendary effects. As you can see, sneak speed and all the other ones. It's decent to have them. I didn't notice anything when I used them, but I guess it's good to have them. The reason is why it's so up in this list is the damage. It's stronger than all the other commando weapons that I listed before. The damage it's really good, and the range is really good, and also the VAT AP usage it's very low, so that's why it's so up in this list. People are using this weapon even today to solo bosses, to make records. It's still over there, and the damage is no joke with this weapon. And number one, the best automatic commando weapon in Fallout 76 is the Railway Rifle, and this is going to be quite controversial. I was keep praising suppressed automatic weapons in this tier list, but there is a weapon that can say F you all. If you want, I can smash everything. Bosses, regular enemies in a couple of seconds. I don't care if you're low health or full health. I can just smash everything, and that weapon is the railway rifle. This thing have the damage, have the VATS AP usage, But the most important thing is to get a quad one. If you want to use a railway rifle, the quad one is the best one. Without the quad legendary effect, you only have 10 bullets in one mag. With the quad one, you have 40. It's an amazing weapon to have, even if you just get a 1-star quad. It's just so good. But I do recommend it to get it with explosive, maybe VAT crit or faster fire rate. It's just amazing. Barely use any AP in VATS. The fire rate, it's amazing, so efficient in VATS and can kill everything, destroy everything in his way. This is the best command weapon in this game. Forget about the handmade and the fixer. They are very good weapons, especially because they are suppressed. But this one can just say to every single enemy in this game, F you, and I can just smash you to the ground and rip you apart with no problem. This is the weapon that you want to have on your side. And definitely get a quad one. Also, quite a nice animation. Look at that. That's very nice over there. Very nice. And don't forget to use also Grenadier and Demolition Expert if you have an explosive one. Makes the explosions to be quite huge. And let's hear the reload. Choo choo. That's just amazing, fantastic weapon to have on your build. And that's my tier list for the best commando weapons in this game from worst to best. Let me know your opinion in the comment section. Probably you are very angry right now because I'm wrong and you are right. Most likely, who knows? Thank you very much for watching and see you guys in the next one.